This is a fun one, man. We got Cowboy Alex Oliveira, who opened up as a plus 135 underdog to the minus 160 favorite in Niko the hybrid Price. Now, this is a fun matchup, AJ. Not quite what I was expecting after Niko Price just came off of a loss to Michel Paeta, and Alex Oliveira himself is coming off of a submission loss to Randy Brown, right? So, I don't know, AJ. This is an interesting trajectory for both of these fighters. I think Niko Price should be fighting higher caliber fighters, and I think Alex Oliveira, he's 2-3 in his last 5. Niko Price is 1-3 and no contest in their last 5. Do you think these fighters, why are they have so much hype yet their records are so kind of like in their last 5, man? Both of these fighters, we all know and love these guys. What do you think?
That's a really good question. I've never really thought about that one, Derek. I don't know, because I think it's because Niko Price, obviously everyone loves him because he's a blood and guts fighter. He's in it for the war. He's down. Even if he gets kicked in the nuts, he's down to trade. He's like, nah, I'm good. Let's keep it going. And Alex Oliveira, I feel like he came in very hot. Almost how Alexander Hernandez did, where he came in super hot. He's getting the dubs and then really started to falter going through and did not look good in either the Shavkat Rakhmonov fight or the Randy Brown fight. And I don't know if it's just an age thing. Probably not, because he's only 33 years old. But I don't know why, man. They're both fighters. Yeah, they're hyped. Like, everybody loves these fighters, but they kind of had a so-so showing as of late.
Well, my thought on this one is because they're both risk takers. I think that's what we all love to see, right? We love to see risk takers do their thing, man. And that's what really stands out to me in this Alex Oliveira kind of like this perspective of this fight. So for Oliveira, he keeps his hands really low. He got the crispy calf kicks. He's got the good jab. He's an elusive counter striker. But that's the problem in and of itself right there, is he is that counter striker who is willing to just sit back, and then go in, do something crazy, get caught, get knocked out, get dropped, whatever the case. Let's be honest here, AJ. Your last 2 outings, losses against Randy Rude Boy Brown and loss against Shavkat Rakhmonov, nothing to hang your hat on, man. I've been saying Rakhmonov is a dark horse to be a champion one day since his UFC debut. Like, this dude is a killer. Since his Dana White Contender Series, I was like, oh my God, this dude is going to... The moon is the limit, you know what I'm saying, on that one. Sky's the limit on that one. Now, for Niko Price, it's just... I don't know, man. It's really tough because he is that blood and guts fighter, but is that what your legacy is going to end on, just being that entertaining guy? It could be. I mean, we all know and love Donald Cowboy Cerrone, right? But he was never really a champion. He was that dude who was always down to bang out, to scrap, to short notice fight, whatever, a week's notice, whatever. Put me in there. I'm good, man. So my question before we actually get down to the nitty-gritty meat and potatoes of this, man, is like, where does the winner go after this, man? It's not like you can really, you're not in the top 15, you're not really advancing crazily, man. Like, what does a win do for either fighter in this matchup?
I think a win gets you your respect back on this one, really, more than anything. Like, just the biggest thing for both of these fighters, I think it gets them kind of back in that flow of like, all right, I do belong here, kind of sets their mental right. As far as what it does in the division, though, not really much, man. They're both kind of, I believe they're both unranked, if I'm not mistaken. And they're not really looking forward to much like growth from either of these fighters.
So let me ask you how telling this is, man. So the first fight that we talked about, the Alexander Hernandez versus Mike Breeden. Hernandez is on a 1-fight losing streak. Breeden win 2 fights in a row. All right, cool. And we're talking about Aspen Ladd, 1-fight win streak. Macy Chasson, 2-fight win streak. All right, cool. But then it starts getting weird, right? Serkinov, 1-fight loss streak. Jocko, 1-fight loss streak. Alex Oliveira lost 2 in a row. Niko Price lost 2 in a row. And we're going to talk about the next one. Kevin Holland lost 2 in a row. Dawkins lost 1 in a row. Talk about Santos lost 3 in a row. Johnny Walker only won 1 in a row, man. So we got a lot of fighters who are either coming off of losses, just broke their losing streak. And I think that's what's weird about this is like, all right, let's match up these 2 guys who have both lost 2 in a row. Like, it's just interesting matchmaking on that end, which is why it kind of didn't make sense. But all right, nitty gritty, man. Alex Oliveira, he's going to counter strike. Niko Price is going to walk forward. We already know that. And we know Niko Price, what he lacks in not being non-technical on the feet and not being very fast. It's okay because he maintains the same pace over 3 rounds, the entire 3 rounds. We know Alex Cowboy Oliveira is dangerous as hell come the first round. Second and third, things start getting a little bit weird, right? You know, gas tank starts to falter a little bit, especially if there's a lot of grappling early on in the fight, because he is a good grappler, man. He's got 5 submissions under his belt. But I mean, how do you see this fight taking place, man? Is it going to be the classic Niko Price just walking forward, blood and guts, Alex Oliveira ends up getting dropped, all that good stuff? Or do you think Oliveira is going to say, I need to snap this losing streak, man. I need to walk forward. Something has to change. What do you think?
I definitely think Niko Price is going to lead the dance on this one, walk forward, maintain that pressure. But I don't know about Alex Oliveira getting KO'd super early, man. He's definitely needs this one a lot more than Niko Price. Both these fighters need this win for sure, but Alex Oliveira kind of really needs this fight to kind of cement himself. And really, the only thing I've seen that's kind of like bad for Alex Oliveira, I mean, his style is, hands low, counter striking, all that stuff, but he just seems to be a step behind the new dogs in the class. Like the new guys have kind of caught up to him and gone a little bit past him, whereas Niko Price doesn't really fall into that category. So I feel like we're going to see an old school fight, maybe an old school fight, but like a 2009 style fight where it's Alex Oliveira, Niko Price going at each other. I don't know if I see a finish here. What do you? You see one of these fighters finishing each other?
Yeah, I can definitely see a finish, man. I can see a finish from Niko Price finishing Oliveira more than I could see it the opposite. Even though Oliveira, he's got that one-shot power. He could drop you with one for sure, man. I want to ask you, who's a bigger risk taker, Oliveira or Price?
I want to say Price. I want to say Price is the bigger risk taker here, but Alex Oliveira, don't discount him because he does take those risks. He is willing to trade the shots to get the finish going. Niko Price he bites on his mouthpiece and goes for the head. So I definitely am going Niko Price. What do you think?
I think Niko Price is definitely the more dangerous fighter, but Alex Oliveira is just a step behind in that being dangerous and being a risk taker, you know what I mean? Because that's what he do. He'll stand there, hands low, and then just throw like a blind right cross into the fire and leave himself out there, you know what I mean? Like he's crazy like that. He'll throw a million calf kicks, set all that good stuff up. If you look at his last fight against Randy Brown, he dropped him with the calf kick early, man. Gave him like 3 or 4 good calf kicks, just dropped him early. So who is better when they're getting hit a bunch? Oliveira or Price?
Price for sure on that one for me, man. He's one of those fighters where he starts tasting some nickels and he really starts to like get pissed off and start fighting his really good fights. That's when you hurt Niko Price. That's when he's best, man. And I love that about him.
When it's a clean technical fight, who's better, Oliveira or Price?
Oliveira for sure. Well, and it's weird saying that the technical guy with his hands low is better, but he does have that crisp striking and he can hit you from anywhere, any angle too. Niko Price just isn't that technical on that one though.
So basically the peripherals of this matchup is all kind of leaning in favor of saying if Niko Price fights the fight that he normally fights, he has a very good shot at winning this, correct?
Yes. Oh yeah, 100%.
So minus 160, we taking it? What do you think?
Woo, I am taking it, Derek. I am taking the 160 dog on not the dog. I bet that is my dog.
Yeah.
Niko Price, 160 minus 160 points on this one. I think it's going to be a fun fight, man. This one has some potential for the fight of the night. We'll see though, because it's going to be a good one, man. Niko Price, he's an absolute warrior of a fight, blood and guts. I'm rolling with my homie, the Niko Price, man, the hybrid. Who you got?
Well, how does he get it done?
Oh, I'm going decision.
Okay.
I think it's going to be long. I don't know if either fighter is going to be able to finish each other, but I'm going decision, Niko Price. What about you?
Well, I'm going to go decision as well for Niko Price. I just think that staying in your face style might be a little bit too much visually, optically for the judges if it does go to a decision. Alex Oliveira, you can't win fights just moving backwards the whole time, counter punching. Even though for the hardcores we're watching, like, no, man, he was more effective striking, all that in the eyes of the judges. They're like, okay, well, you were running the whole fight. That's part of literally the scoring, right? Octagon control, aggressiveness, all that, right? And we look at his last 5, yeah, he got submitted twice, against Rachmanov and against Randy Brown, but the other 3 losses are split decisions and decision losses, man. So, I don't know. It should be a fun one, though. I think this should definitely be a fun one. And Alex Oliveira, man, always down to scrap. Niko Price, always down to scrap. I'm excited about this fight, man.